Look at this. The start, Proving Grounds 2021 first course walk day. Mr. Cameron Zink right here. This is your first look at the course. Am I lying or am I telling truths?
That is 100% the truth. And it's 100% the truth when I say that this is the first time I've been stoked on a course that's built for us in a long time. Like, obviously Rampage is when you build on your own, but that's my favorite event. And out of the courses that are pre-built, slope style, Chattel was always good, but this is more along the lines of Chattel, and this is my favorite course that I've seen and got that feeling I did when like over a decade ago, you know?
Yes.
I was like riding slope style, so I'm really excited to ride it, and that hasn't happened in a long time.
So my last time here was day one of breaking ground for KJ and the crew, and everything was super rough. And now both you and I got to walk up the course from the bottom, so we've got a peek at everything. I am blown away with how much they've done in 2 weeks, and I can tell by our little banter you're pretty fired up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna walk from the top to the bottom. We're gonna take a look at all the different options, talk about some of the different features, and give everybody at home an idea of what they can expect from the finals on Saturday. So here's the start, and you have two options. You used to just have one option, which would be to roll off of that drop, up that ladder bridge and off that big drop. Now you have another option. Why don't you walk out on that, sucker?
Yeah, I was originally, like, we were just talking about it a second ago, but it was cool having options back in the original days of slopestyle. Now there might be one tiny derivative and that's it. Everyone's on the same line. And this one, normally I would always just swing for the fences, go up the biggest and baddest one, but I have some tricks in mind for this other line, and then go off the biggest and baddest one down there. So you won't get docked for not doing the amplitude and like using all of the biggest features if you're mixing your tech with it. So it's super fun to have the strategy and a different element to the competition, you know, not just adding another bar or a trick on the set line. It's, you have some freedom of line choice, and there's even a couple transfers in there to where it won't even, you can add another element of just like adding style and a transfer and a different skill set than just another trick, you know?
I like it. So if you go that way, you've got that technical drop into that trickable flat drop. If you go this way, you've got a little bit smaller trickable flat drop, but it leads into a trickable kicker drop. So you're getting kind of two trickable features, even though this one's a little bit smaller than that one, so it balances out. And like you said, way down there is the biggest drop on the course. So if you are going to go to that one, you're going to get your amplitude there, and you can mix it up and get tech over here. Let's walk down to what will be the first option after you choose your start line.
And before we go, check out how awesome they built some slap berms right here. This is like...
Here, ride that with your hand real quick. Just go, what? Yeah.
And then reset, and then go to your trick.
Wait, one more time.
What, pow?
Yeah!
The next one. What, pow?
Yes.
But it adds a whole nother element. You can
does.
actually spray some dirt. You're not on concrete packed dirt because everything in slopestyle is based on like pumping and rolling, and you land it smooth so you can make the next one. This involves braking and being able to actually blow up corners and do different options. So it's a little softer, and you can kind of have more freedom with it.
There's some ripping to be done, not just tricks.
Ripping and a tearing.
It's like a bike park with, like, you know, their jump trail, but if the jump trail was on roids and you were judged.
And had a hairy chest.
Yeah, big time hair. It eats its, like, what does it eat? What gives you a hairy chest? Onions or something? Beef jerky. Speaking of Lyle, where is he? Figured it out. It's Brussels. What is it?
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
But I don't eat Brussels sprouts.
Should we peek off of that kicker drop since we peeked off the flat drop?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we peeked off of that one in the last video, so just click back to that one. But now we'll peek off of this one, so you can get an idea. You can live vicariously through our course walk.
Yes, this one's your kind of standard lip down. Kind of like a whale tail, but no bowl into it. See, it's got a kind of a harsh knuckle from up here, but down there it's not too bad. The landing's a little bit longer than it looks from up here, but it'll be...
This is a good radius too. It's like, it's not so much that it's gonna like buck you, but it's enough to where if you want to do a casual flip and maybe sneak in a trick, you can.
Yeah, and I've always been a fan of, I guess when we build them ourselves, and it's usually off a bigger cliff, that to not have to get any more unnecessary height as you have to, because it ends up in a hard landing, you know. But this one, the landing's nice and steep, but then you still have the kind of traditional Utah lip to where you're going to get enough height and like weightlessness to be able to do your trick a little easier, but you're not gonna like just come down like a ton of bricks.
I couldn't have said it any better. Let's stand to the side and show everybody the radius. There it is. There's the side view of that kicker. Perfect mellow radius.
Yeah, that thing's like, it's like a foot tall, or wait, 2x6, that's, and they're what?
I think it's about 20. Okay, options check. If you went the big drop behind that, then you sneak into this big berm here, into this big left-hand hip that's definitely received a bit of a facelift since last year. It looks like the angles are better, lip steeper, I like it. And if you go,
I think you guinea'd that one last year.
I think you're right. If you go off the kicker, then you land on this nice landing and then rip that berm. And then this is where it goes into all new stuff. There's like a new small like setup jump here, but it's also super trickable. So let's go check that out.
There's also, right.
Okay, this line didn't receive enough love in that last little feature. So this is the big drop, the right hand berm. And it's actually like a shark fin.
It's like a passive aggressive shark.
Setup jump right there. And I think you're gonna have a bunch more speed into it this year too. So yeah, this thing's pretty good looking here. This new jump, nice little pump compression roller to get speed for it.
Check out the berm to berm.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. Show me that.
So if you come off the rider's right start into the smaller drop to the step down, or like lip down, you could pick and choose a spot. Maybe, like this is where I think it's gonna be really
Berm
cool.
to berm.
From there to over there. So it's a berm to berm, but it's a little bit of a landing to give you a little help, but the lip is just a berm. So I think it's gonna be cool watching it develop and hitting it in practice and kind of making your own rut. And then it could deteriorate, you need a little water and you don't know how it's gonna be in finals, and I think it's cool because it gets that like racer element and watching, like planning in the future and watching things develop.
Big time. You don't even really know right now on course walk day one where the spot is going to be to take off. But here's a little look at what you're up against. If you want to go this way, you peel out of this berm early, fly over to there, and then send that way, which brings you into the big old meat cannon. Same as last year. So here's how it like kind of balances out here. You've got the meat cannon, which is definitely one of the biggest features from 2 years ago, has one option. But then if you go this way, instead of kind of like losing some amplitude points, you got another big feature now that's brand new, this big old like 5'10" shark fin thing. That one would be a bit of a guinea.
Yeah, I was thinking as soon as someone gets the right speed, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. You know, obviously it's almost like a quarter pipe in BMX or snowboarding. Someone's going to keep going higher and higher and get right off the very top, and it'll be awesome. But I don't think it'll be too hard once you know the speed, but the guinea to deck that thing, man, that would hurt.
Yeah, whoever guineas it is going to get badass points for the week, because after one person hits it, then you just ask them, okay, cool, well, what's the speed? And then you just trust that you just carve your line up that thing and you'll make it out. The gap's pretty big, so yeah, whoever hits it first is a badass. Can't wait to see who that ends up being.
And it's definitely, it's not something you can just break late and get a decent idea and visualize yourself off the end. You got to hit it from the bottom, you know? You can't like stop on the wall.
This is true. Let's go check out what's next.
Love the Megalodon.
Barber!
Loves the fucking Megalodon video.
Tom Barber! Barber!
He's trying to find his way in.
He's like Bigfoot. Hey, looking good, dude. Woohoo! Barber!
What's up?
Hey, man. Course looks stellar.
Never see you with the beard.
Event organizer extraordinaire. Right here, Todd Barber. Looks great, dude. Your thoughts?
Stoked, yeah. A lot of challenges, but the course is insane. KJ killed it, so.
Yeah, I like that. That's a very true statement. He killed it.
KJ started to move like one piece of dirt up here, and then he's like, well, that doesn't lead to that, so he just beat it the whole time.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. That's what you said all along, is you want there to be tons of options. And this guy right here, you know, we walked from the top when we're right here now. What is this, like 1/3 of it? And exactly what you said you wanted the whole time is what he's saying. Kind of like, you know, the way early slope styles used to be, stuff like Chatel or Monster Park, you know, where it's like you got to decide how to balance your run based on where you're going to go and the tricks that you're going to sprinkle and keep it from being lopsided, have enough amplitude, have enough technicality, and course offers that, dude.
Yeah, dreams been realized.
Way to go. A lot of hard work, Barber.
Yeah, a lot of hard work. It's good though. Stoked.
Yeah!
We had I know exactly where I'm going. Like that's why I'm like so amped on it. Like this is for me. Like that's me right there. You know, what like things you've been working on and like same kind of vibe as going into rampage. I aren't always not trying to pigeonhole myself and learn one new trick or something.
Yeah.
Just try to be ready at everything.
Yeah.
But what all the things I've been working on have been like, all right, that's my lane. Just
Sweet.
painted the picture for me. We're curious. Like, so this landing is steeper than the lip. Like, are we allowed to take shovels, or like, what's the word on the hybrid?
You know, it's always one of those things if you start doing it and someone else does
And
Yeah.
you know, different things that might rut up and you might not be able to hit in the finals, but there's like so many cool options that I think would convey to the judges as far as maybe skipping a trick to hit something that they know is going to get rutted up in the cool transfer.
So this whole middle section here is like full-on labyrinth of different options, popping out of berms early, lip downs like the one we have here. But we're gonna go now and look at the three main features of the middle of the course. This one is new, the up box. This one was existing, the meat cannon. And then there's that big satellite shark fin thing. Let's start over to the left and work our way over. That's a big up box right there. Up boxes are wild too because just like that shark fin, the first person to hit it has got the cojones, because there's no jumping up onto that thing and feeling it out and then stopping. You got to jump up onto it and jump off of it and hope it's built properly. Luckily, the build crew knows what they're doing. I'm sure it flows stellar. Oh, you might be able to jump up onto it and stop. Then you'd have to hand your bike down. Let's look at it from the side so we get an idea what it's like. Oh, gap! I just heard Zink say Timo Pritzel, which is code for gap the whole thing. That's such a good point. When you stand to the side, you really get to see the perspective. But Zink just goes, imagine in 2004, standing here and looking at that thing on a slope bike. That's what it used to be like. We used to look at all these big features on these little tiny bikes. At least we got downhill bikes now. There we go. We got a human in there for perspective. Hey, Zink, be a human. 5'10". All right, work our way left to right. Here we go in the middle. One of the biggest features from the 2019 event, affectionately known as the meat cannon. We'll cruise you right up to the end of this thing so you can see what it's like to ride it. And then imagine front flipping it like Bienve. That was mental. Okay, now let's go look at that thing. Speaking of mental. All right, let's walk into this thing. Hey, look, there's me. So you've got this Berman roller setup. It looks like you probably want to stay rolling down that thing. Yeah, that's big. I feel like it's a little off camber. Like you want to carry your speed. Like use this thing as a roller and then carry your speed, because if you're going too slow, you're going to start sliding out. But you got to be mobbing because you figure you're going to lose a ton of speed going up the dirt and the wood. And there's only one way to find out how big that gap is. We got to get closer. Oh yeah, look, we're backstage. Backstage on the Megalodon. Great name for probably the biggest shark fin ever made. Let's we're right underneath it. Let's pace it out. See how long it is. I'll just count. I'll do it myself. I won't make you sit through this, and I'll tell you afterwards. Plus, I can't balance while looking through this camera. Jeez Louise. Excuse me, sir. License and registration, please. Good free ride dimensions here. About, exactly, I shouldn't even say about, 26 feet. You figure if you're coming from the top, then that's like a good 15 to 20 foot drop. We're like, not even joking. You can obviously come out the bottom, but then the gap's even longer. So, yeah, she's big. I think it's worthy of the name the Megalodon. What's next? Ooh, some rhythmy stuff and some options. I can't wait to get down there and show you the final feature, the big jump. And then here's that big old Daytona left-hand berm into the trick jump from 2019. That jump is amazing. And that leads you into the biggest drop where Zink is. Let's go over there and talk to him about the biggest drop, because you know he's Zink, so he's probably going to chase his tail off that thing. Hola! Everybody's hearing your run right now, Damon.
No, I was just talking about
Ah! How's this drop there, Mr. Zink?
I love when you get on top, because
You like, wait, what?
When you look, we just made it.
Hey, I'm not gonna edit this, so just keep it clean, all right?
We just had a couple puns said, you always look better, especially with my wife. You know, the drops, like, they always look big from the bottom. They usually look bigger from the side, but ladder drops look way bigger from the side because it's just a clean cut wall. You know, it's like sitting on stilts and it looks 10 times higher. But then when you get on top of any drop, if it lines up good and it's not some weird overhang or some like massive thing you can't see the landing, it always looks better when you get up top. So when I was walking up this, I was like, all right, I know. I was like, I don't want to spin it. And like, fuck, that thing looks ridiculous. And then you walk in, we go off the edge, you're like, oh, it looks good. So yeah, it looks awesome off the end.
We'll look off at you know, from the end right now to get the rider's perspective, and then we'll go to the side and see how massive it actually is. But yeah, when it has good dimensions, it looks right when you're at the top. Whoa, she's a big one, dude, for sure. I'm like feeling like I'm gonna stare through this viewfinder and fall off. That is gigantic. How, like, it always sucks like guessing measurements, but what do you think the vertical is on this thing?
35?
Seriously, huh?
Like,
It's so big.
like vertical, I mean, obviously it's easier to go point to point, you know? So I'd say vertical, close to 30.
I actually have I just remember that. I've got a tape measure in my truck down there. We should measure it. Right? All right, there's a good look. Hey, one of you humans, go over there and stand by that thing. Damon, you're cheating. You're making it look smaller standing up on that big old... That's big, man. That is, geez, how many Zinks is that?
You just said 5'10", bro.
I got a tape measure.
Right there, 12, 18, 20. I bet it's 25 vert.
25 vert. That's your final guesstimate?
Everyone put in a guess. Whoever wins,
$1, Bob.
everyone buys that person a beer, so that'll be 5 beers.
I like it. Damon, what's yours?
Just lost.
Okay. That's some math. What do you think?
I think it's about 5 cams. 5 cams total.
Whoa, that was the most specific guess.
27.8.
27 feet 8 inches.
Go get your tape.
All right. Send it. Yeah. We got the smart end at the bottom. Great. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. Drum roll. Wait, what's everyone's numbers first?
27.8 inches.
I can't handle this suspense.
I said 26 on the nose.
Crying out loud.
I said 5 cams.
Just read the tape measure, man.
5 cams would be just shy of 20. No, you
No more math. No more math. Just tell me the number.
So he said 5 cams, that'd be 5, 5, 10.
Enough math. What does the tape measure say?
David, what's
28.
28?
I said 4.5 cams.
Oh yes.
23, almost 24. We'll say 23 and a half. 23 9 inches.
Turtle power. I think.
I think JP might be the best if you went.
Hey, we're playing Price is Right rules.
I said $1, Bob.
Might be just under.
Oh.
These guys are doing way too much math over here for me, trying to figure out how many feet 5 cams is. So I'm just gonna cut to the chase. We're at, hey, what did the tape measure say again? 23? 23 and a half. And it's probably about another 1.5 feet from where that post is down to that landing. So let's just make it easy. Let's call it a 25-foot vertical drop, AKA big. Yeah, that's sketchier than riding, Damon.
I know.
All right, what's flight path dimensions? Oh, you got the smart end. No, you do. What is it? Big dog. Still doing math. I'm gonna go check out this new ramp. What? The MTB hopper section. This is the biggest MTB hopper I've ever seen right here. Let's get the mathematicians over here to figure out how tall it is. It's got really good tranny too. So that's pretty cool. And then into that final jump, which is a monster. I can't wait to show you how tall that landing is. The lip's tall too. That's the jump that we're gonna do the jump jam on Friday. Right on. 2 options. The big one. And this is the one that's like the, you know, the fun one to have in your garage if you just wanna go ripping. It's actually on a contest course, which is Pretty crazy. Pretty cool. And this thing is, I want that one. This is the river jump special right here. Oh my God. You like river jumping? Get yourself one of these puppies. Get your friend with a recumbent and laugh at him. Okay, this is what I want to order up then. Hopper free. Yes, please. Man, that looks amazing. Let's tape measure the length on this thing.
Best. What, you see stairs anywhere?
Don't mess up the lip, man. Look at this thing. It's like a wave. Tuck in there. Get barreled on that thing. Cam Zink parkour career. I used to be a third baseman too. Oh.
All right. What's your over under?
Oh, I'm gonna guess this time too. Damon, you say 30?
Say 30.
I would be smart to go under you, but I'm gonna be not smart. I'm gonna say 32. 36, Zink says. All right. Hey, it's good that we both went under.
Under. Price is right rolls, we still win.
Yeah.
Check this guy. Even.
All right, so both of them were 36.
Yeah.
Good to know, good to know. All right, Damon, we got 5'10" guy up top. Go stand there on the bottom. I just want everybody to be able to see how tall this landing is. It's huge.
It's kind of wild how tall it is and 35 feet.
So I'm not sure if this thing has a nickname yet, but it's a huge jump, so I'm sure the crew has dubbed it something. But this is the final jump right here into the finish corral. The crowd goes wild. All your homies in the rider lounge there are like cheering their heads off, nervous for their run, but psyched that you stomped yours. I'm gonna be sitting over there in the announcer's tower just like going, what? And hopefully you will be tuning into the Proving Grounds YouTube channel to watch the finals. Finals are happening Saturday, September 11th. Practice starts tomorrow, then there's a jump jam on Friday. Saturday's the big finals, and we're gonna cut down like a really, really good full event production. Jeremy Grant shooting the whole thing. It's not a live stream, so you can sleep in, which is nice. And when you watch it, it's gonna be even better than a live stream because they will have taken all the best shots and put it through their fancy little polishing editing machine. And it's gonna be the most killer contest you've seen on that whole day. So don't miss it. Bye-bye.